None of us wake up feeling burnt out. I mean, it's not like we went to bed feeling great and then the next morning we're just totally out of our mind. Burnout kind of sneaks in very quietly. It's almost like death by 1,000 cuts. At first, you're just tired and you rationalize it away. And then all of a sudden, you feel like you're exhausted. And then you become numb. But the worst part is that you just keep going because that's what caregivers do. You don't see any other options. You just can't stop what you're doing. You can't stop caring for your loved one. So you keep going. But there are signs, they're subtle ones. And I'm here to tell you that if you catch them early, you can do something about it. You can avoid burnout once and for all. I want to walk you through 3 early warning signs because they're easy to miss, but they're easy to spot too. Burnout doesn't always look like collapse. Sometimes it's detachment or resentment or silence. It's not just physical, of course. It's everything. It's mental, it's emotional, it's spiritual. It's all wrapped up into this innocuous thing. But the earlier you recognize it, the more power you have with yourself to turn it around. And you can. The first sign is that irritation becomes your default. You snap more often. Just the littlest of things set you off. And at one second you're angry at your family member, and the next minute you feel guilty for having done what you just did. That's not a character flaw. That's fatigue talking. That's a big red flag to say that you're overstretched. The second sign is that you stop doing things that can help. Going on that walk with your neighbor, or stop participating in that group chat where you're planning a big party or something that's really fun. And what happens is you stay up late doom scrolling. That no one should be doom scrolling. That's just such a waste of your time and your life. You do that because you think you need to numb out. You just gotta get away from everything. But when these small lifelines start slipping away, that burnout is just around the corner. The third sign is you start thinking more often of your mind going to kind of a dark place where you start to think of, how can I do this for 5 more years? How can I, what am I going to do when I'm 50 or 60 or 70? I can't keep doing this. That's not about being tired. That's despair setting in. It's a creeping fear that your future is somehow disappearing, or worse, you feel it's disappeared and there's nothing you can do about it. You love the person that you care for, but you start to feel like the cost of this love is swallowing up your life. If you feel like any of these signs are happening with you, then you're not being selfish. That's burnout starting to creep in, but you can change that. So I'm not going to tell you that, just go take a bubble bath or go to a hot yoga class or, get away from everything. Just take a vacation. That's not going to solve it. Those are so superficial and they're oversimplified. What I will tell you is that you need some breathing room. You need breathing room physically and emotionally and mentally. You need to know that you're allowed to pause, not to quit, not to escape, but to reset so that you can keep showing up with one piece of yourself still intact. Sometimes the most powerful move isn't doing more. It's about creating the space to say that you matter. If any of this feels too familiar, I want you to know it's okay. You're not broken. You're carrying more than most people could ever imagine, because caregiving is the hardest job in the world. But you don't have to lose pieces of yourself to keep going. That's why I put together just a 1-pager, a no BS self-care guide. It's got 5 simple practices that you can start now to start to reclaim that space, to start to push that reset button and feel much better about who you are and the care that you're giving to your family member. It just starts with 1 step. So put the word me in the comments and I'll send you that free guide. It's not everything, but it's a start. And it's a way for you to reverse the trend if you're feeling like you're going to be burnt out. I hope you have a great rest of your day.